sorry, yeah, but how? In what world is it August already? Like, how? Hello, what wonderful people, Connor Whitmore here again with another video for you on the Nawtystep channel, and it is time for another Extra Nawties monthly roundup. As always with these videos, you know how we do quick EP album compilation reviews covering the whole of July 2021 right here in alphabetical order by way of artist or record label name, and they're all linked below. This month in particular, just a bit gargantuan. We got 28 big boy reviews coming your way, extra or special mentions at the end, those which I didn't enjoy quite enough to talk about them here, but which I still think you lot could enjoy. It's all bass music, and yeah, let's go. And kicking off this installment, we have the new EP from Akios, Material, which is alright. I think the production's great, the definition of sound, very good, pretty much front to back. But I think what I've kind of realised with their music is that what I love it for most is those little earworms, you know, those catchy moments that are just going to be repeated over and over to bring you back in to these tracks again and again. And this EP just feels quite bereft of that. You know, the flows are there, the production, again, very on point, it's well arranged, but it feels without a spark to me that their previous output has had. Yeah, just my interpretation, and that sums up quite well what I think about it overall. New album from Aleph is pretty great, you know, didn't enjoy it that much on the first listen, but it's grown on me quite a lot, having heard it a few times since then. Conceptually fantastic, loving the variety on show here, not just with the genre, but with the mood, the emotion, you know, at points it's a bit dreamy, then it's dark, then it's outer-worldly, then it's more atmospheric and a bit rooted. It's just, for me, one of the most well-made albums that you'll hear this year. Undoubtedly, in my opinion, you know, a real journey, an experience, and a definite must-listen. Yeah, check it out. New Barely Alive EP is just not them at their best, I would have to say, for me anyway. The thing they've always got down, and will always have down, are those kind of break moments. They're fantastic here, as usual. Always going to be one of the best at that, you know, those moments that we get kind of connecting each mini drop section, if you get me. But the main drops themselves just aren't doing that much for me here. You know, some decent vocals here, introductions, all very good. Some nice colour and flavour in here too, the middle track Closure in particular. But the main attraction for a Barely Alive EP is almost always going to be the drops, and it doesn't quite pull through on that front. Very solid mixtape EP thingy-majiggy right here from DJ Ride on Vision. It's high energy, it's underground feeling, it's really well produced, you got your D&B, your halftime, your breaks, your trap, all within this kind of industrial theme and aesthetic, if you will. You know, it's very diverse. A couple of low points here and there, but mostly very coherent and cohesive. Yeah, it's good. One of the most exciting roundtable EPs in a while here from DV8 for me. Loving the energy, the attitude, it just kind of feels like it's attacking you, but in a good way, you know, not overbearing, but just quite direct with what it's going for. And the drops are varied enough within that style. The outlay of each one, I think, is clever. And yeah, it just kind of knows what it's good for, and it doesn't venture too far from that, keeping it quite exact with what it's going for. And yeah, just a good EP. Surrender is my pick. If you haven't heard it yet, definitely check it out. One of the most exciting, impressive, and cohesive Halcyon EPs right here from Elederp. Prefer some of the tracks to others here. I think, you know, Petrify for me is stunning, my outright favourite. But everyone has something great about it, I would say, making for a pretty memorable and just statement-making collection overall. The range of sounds, a range of ideas, a production, the arrangement, some good vocals as well, you know, a couple of off moments, but really does keep you engaged, and that is hard to come by at the moment. This debut Never Say Die EP from Euphorian. I mean, I've said most of what I think already in the first listen that I did. Go and check it out, it's on the channel if you haven't already. But yeah, I mean, a mad EP, the ideas and the production pretty much front to back. It's just a bit like a dream, you know, all these different experiences and influences being lobbed together. Just a bit like collage music, the way that it's all assembled and constructed. I think on reflection for me, track 3, Identity, just feels a bit empty in the first half, and we get that with a couple of other moments here. And there isn't that much outright catchy material across the whole thing. But if you can appreciate the madness of it, if you can appreciate just how wild and wacky it is overall, then yeah, you're going to love it, as I do. And it's just great for me, I think, that Never Say Die took it on. Big ups all around. New EP from Evolved, who is slowly becoming one of my favourite D&B artists for sure. Just powerful, intricate EP, effectively put together. I think the ideas are quite simple, but that does allow the tone and the production to shine through quite well throughout the whole thing. And it's just a big recommend if you want to get into D&B a bit more. Both Evolved and Iku recordings overall, which is what this EP dropped on. Yeah. New compilation from Exo Bolt, which is pretty sick, I would have to say. I think the standard is quite high here, more than usual for the label. Loads of variety as well. Once again, all very uplifting bass music, and some of the best material here, I think, to come from the label ever, in my opinion. In particular, the Moonlight Rose, the Rushes, and the Scythe, which is a little cluster of 3 in the middle in a row, which is just like, yeah, just a massive wave of amazing music, incredible stuff. But honestly, the overall standard here is mad. Like, you know, really, really enjoying it, and it's a top compilation. If you haven't heard it, you gotta hear it. New album from GRiZ is okay. I think it's got some of his best tracks in recent times, in my opinion. The title track, the Jansen collab, fantastic introductions and melodies in here as well. But drops and chorus-wise, I'm just mostly not getting that much out of it, I'd have to say. Some good feeling here, laced throughout, but that's kind of par for the course with him by now, and I just don't enjoy the vast majority of the ideas or the production here, gonna have to say it. You know, a lot of them, the drops sound way too similar, and there are a load of interludes here as well that are just completely superfluous. Like, what is the point in breaking up the album like that? Overall, just a very bloated LP. Interesting EP right here from Gyro Field. 3 pretty different cuts. You got the middle track Popcorn, which is the only properly exciting one for me. It's her in full flow. Then we get the opener Photo System, which is a bit ordinary. The closer Verve Suite, which is nice and a kind of pleasant enough closer. But yeah, again, bottom line, amazing production throughout, but conceptually here, a bit mixed. New album from Hudson Lee isn't strictly a bass album, but it is a real journey and a big recommend from your boy. So do check it out. But yeah, loving the care and consideration that every track here is kind of treated with, and the different atmospheres we get, the way that everything is constructed, and the mind-bending production that we get pretty much front to back. You know, not many outright memorable tracks here, and it can drag a little from start to finish, but some of his most impressive material as well, no doubt. And for all you bass heads out there, just to kind of get you, get you into the album a bit, I would recommend on the album Soul Arcs with False Noise, and we have Chasm. But yeah, overall, please do go and check it out, you won't regret it. Another very interesting EP here from Ivy Lab, for the most part, quite dreary, almost a bit of a lo-fi feel to it. Bits of energy injected in with Oxford Diagnostics and Rainfire as well. So it's a bit of a mix of unremarkable and a bit flat and quite attention-grabbing, all within this kind of hazy aesthetic. It is unique, I'll give it that, and that is why I'm enjoying it, and quite a bit still. But yeah, I suppose just prepare for that mix. Do just prepare for that. Not one of my favourite Neo Signal EPs here from Jabba. Have to admit, I think aside from the middle track Cases, not many ideas that I'm loving here. But the production, most of the arrangement, very, very good. And some great melodies woven in, the atmospheres here, established in each tune, very good. So it is one that I'd still definitely recommend for those trying to get into D&B more. Yeah, just for me, not one of the most outstanding Neo Signal EPs I've heard yet. But still, bottom line, fundamentally, the foundation here, great. If you enjoy your savage hybrid trap, your dubstep, everything in between, then you're going to enjoy this album from John Casey, I think, quite a bit. Some great ideas here, pretty top production all round. As with pretty much every album, a couple of duds slowing it down, in particular in the second half, but a fair bit of it is me thinking that this is exactly how this style should be done, and it is a style that for the most part isn't done all that well, so that is pretty much the highest praise I can give it. Yeah, well worth your time. So I had absolutely no idea this was a thing before someone told me about it yesterday. New EP, Koan Sound, music previously exclusive to their Patreon, now available to everyone, and oh my god, I mean, kinda hate to say it, but I might enjoy this one even more than Kronos. Just gonna put it out there, just putting it out there. You know, right here we get everything to love about their style, but this time with a super maxed out, hypey kind of aggression to it. You know, less dreamy, less ethereal, although we do still get that, but even more forthright, more attitude to it, just heavier, more aggressive, more angry, and it's full of force, still got those soundscape kind of vibes as well, and supreme arrangement, like next level. Got the jazz influence here as well, just woven in, dropped in here and there. I genuinely just struggle a bit to find words for this kind of artistry. Like, I'm blown away yet again by Koan's sound. Mad good. Another very solid EP, this time from Myriad, one of the best of its kind that I've heard all year in 2021. And yeah, I mean, this EP is proof of just how good Rhythm can be with good production, actually good production, you know. Some of it is still a bit overblown, and quite a bit of it, I think, does just need maybe a bit more character, a bit more melody just dropped in at points, but mostly very fresh, exciting, hard-hitting. Loads of impact with this kind of music, and some amazing note placement as well. Just the attention to detail here with a lot of it is just fantastic. But yeah, Akios, Sizzy, that kind of ballpark. If you like that kind of stuff, you are going to love this EP. Straight up, plain and simple. Got these 2 mini compilations from Partica Artist Group, which are pretty good, pretty cheeky. From the first one, enjoying the Me, Swank and Scullion, and then the Flute, Gehenna, Snooze and Split Affair. And then from the second one, really liking the Run It and CM. Probably my favourite from the 2 compilations, if I'm being honest. Not amazing if we're talking about, again, a bit of an overview with these compilations, but some great material here for sure, and they are proving for me once again, PAG, Partica Artist Group, that they are the best at labelling trap at the moment for sure, no doubt. Yeah, just gonna say it. Another 2 compilation situation right here from Reinelex, and first off we have Aleph Volume 1, which is, yeah, just nice to hear them going down more of a melodic route, pretty cool. Quite a bit of dodgy production here, but a lot of good flavour, colour, good drop ideas as well. And my favourites would come from Nini, Kero, and Enem and Naya. Then we have Rebellious Volume 1, which is a lot of pretty standard dubstep heaviness for the most part, and way too many tracks in my opinion, but that being said, my favourites would come from Elep's and Misfit. But yeah, on that one, not much I'm enthralled by. New EP from Sixth Sense, which is quite possibly the most finely cut, intricate, and detailed Rushdown EP that I've heard yet. Yeah, incredible production, sound design, note placement. If you haven't heard it yet, just maybe think of a mesh between more Kismet, Veer, and a bit of Koan sound lobbed in there as well, with a load of melodic flavour just to keep it ticking along, keep it going, provide that emotion. And yeah, just again, another one where you just hear it and you're like, that is a bit of a mad listen. You know, it could have been longer, it could have been more expansive, built on a bit more. But that being said, I do also kind of enjoy the snappiness of it and how to the point it is. So, Sixth Sense, destined for great things, for sure. Pretty decent rhythmy EP here for the most part from Sisto. Couple of highlights for me. The execution on the opener is pretty spot on, and I love the heavenly kind of scaled up feel of In Silence. Then we have the closer, Sentinel, which also hits pretty hard. I mean, the ideas here for the most part pretty much entirely are quite straightforward. I think that's quite undeniable. Not loads of invention here, but for how they're done, still a Cyclops favourite for me when it comes to EPs on that label. So yeah, not amazing, but for what it's going for, pretty good. Have to recommend this new one from Soloroid, new EP from Soloroid. Definitely one of my dubstep recommends of the month. Some of the best energy that I've heard. Some of the best sound construction that I've heard in this genre for quite a while. And the middle track, Drain, in particular. Absolutely wild, manic, off the wall, eccentric, all that kind of stuff. And again, the arrangement there, just pretty mad. Go and check it out if you haven't yet. But yeah, if you enjoy your modern dubstep, bro step leaning kind of stuff, then you're going to like the EP overall quite a bit. So yeah, if you haven't yet, do check it out. This new Sub Focus remix compilation isn't bad, but a bit underwhelming, if I'm being honest. Only really the Cameron Crooked and Mephius and Data 3 that I'm really enjoying here, and the Sub Focus VIP and Wilkinson are alright as well. But beyond that, nothing particularly captivating, enthralling. Yeah, the rest are just fine. New album from Tosoki, which in many respects is a fantastic LP. The production, sound design, how it's assembled, those factors are genuinely superb, and the variety as well here, you know, dubstep, trap, future garage, whatever, it's there. But yeah, for me at the moment, only really Glass and Made for This that I'm feeling thrown by and moved by. Not many beyond that I'm kind of aching to hear again and again and go back to. And I think a bit of a recurring theme here as well for the album is that there are quite a few vocals that kind of detract or distract from the good parts of their respective tracks and just, yeah, take them in a bit of a direction that doesn't quite work. But that being said, overall here, a very coherent LP in terms of its progression, its transition from one track to another, and I'm sure that I'm going to end up enjoying it quite a bit more as I hear it again and again, which I am going to be doing. Just, yeah, at the moment, that is what I think about it, for sure. New EP, well, another EP from Trinity, and another decent collection from him. Far from amazing, but yeah, decent is definitely what I would call it. And they're all just kind of pleasant songs, you know, good vibes, nice melodies here and there, but really lacking that Trinity spark, I think. And for me, the overall sound is quite lovely, but it's really lacking that kind of genius touch just to make each one memorable. I think How You Like Me gets closest, but still doesn't quite get there. And, you know, he's putting out quite a lot at the moment. EPs, doubles, singles, remixes, whatever. And I think me, personally, I would love to hear him just maybe take half a year out, 3/4 of a year, a whole year, whatever, just to make an LP, because I think his style would work so well for an album, for an LP. A kind of long, extensive project would be amazing. Yeah. Just saying. Another class 1985 EP, this time from Seroda, and what can I say? Yet again, this label just providing the goods. And surprisingly, you know, the Alex Perez collaboration at the beginning, I think I'm enjoying least at the moment. But beyond that, it is just pure, gritty, deep, raw, dub-laden beats. And, you know, some of it a bit more full-on, other stuff a bit bouncier, some stuff a mix of the two, but impeccable in the production front, or on the production front, front to back. And yeah, just Seroda, 1985, a match made in heaven. What else did you expect? And ultimately, we have the Uber EP, which unfortunately falls prey to the opener being so good. One of his best ever, in my opinion. So yeah, kind of living up to that does prove a bit difficult for the EP overall, but it is solid. I think most of the tracks are kept interesting enough, but yeah, it does mean that overall it is a bit mixed. You know, on the one hand, nice to hear some D&B from him. Then on the other, we get the Excision collaboration, which is very ineffective overall, I would say. But yeah, better than I thought it would be. And finally, from one subsidiary EP to another, we have the new Zeke beats, which isn't bad. Enjoying the punchy, futuristic theme and aesthetic going on here. A few really flat moments, I would have to say, and several ideas that could definitely push a bit further, but mostly enjoying the energy of it, this kind of intergalactic, acidic, futuristic kind of vibe and feel, and some good melodies in here as well. It just plants you in its world and does a good job of that, so yeah, I'm liking it for that for sure. But there we have it, 28 reviews, my word, what a month. Not going to be doing that again, but anyway, the July 2021 edition of the Extra Nawties Monthly Roundup. Hope you enjoyed it. Thank you very much for watching. But yeah, now, of course, and as always, the special or extra mentions, going to put them up on the screen right here, right now for you all to see. As always, if you want to take a screenshot, note them down, pause the video to do that. Whatever you want to do it right now, because it is going to leave the screen in a couple of seconds. But with regards to what I reviewed in this video, which ones did you enjoy? Which others not so much? Are there any that I missed out? Let me know in the comments down below. Beyond that, keep it naughty. If it's naughty, then you know, and I shall see all of you legends in the next one. Peace.